you draw your inspiration from, man? Like, so I'm looking at these kicks, and when you first started sending me some of the images, like, dude, these kicks are sick, man. Like, yeah, and I think I showed a little bit of this, but this is one of my favorite things, and that's the line, the Magnus Alpha, the logo.
So the logo, there's this. Every part of the shoe has a symbolic definition. So the elastic, this is from Italy, made in Italy, imported. It's a symbolic of the reality that when our DNAs, our cultures are woven together, we're stronger, we're more appealing, and the world is a better place. So that's that. It's like the strength, the tension. Like, we work better when we're together, you know, than apart. So that's where the elastic comes from. The logo itself, the lion, I wanted something to reflect as an inspiration of my childhood. My parents were born in the Dominican Republic. I was born in Queens, New York. My parents did not speak English when I was a kid, so my first language was Spanish by default. I learned how to speak English watching Saturday morning cartoons. And one of the cartoons that stood out to me till this day, and its message, was Transformers. And it was a crazy juxtaposition between Transformers and the life right outside my window. We had, you know, like a bunch of different Latino races and like from different backgrounds and countries, and black people and Asian people, and there was always this like lack of willingness to support each other. Everyone was at each other. It wasn't like always like unity. It was like the blacks over there, the Spanish over here, the Asians over there, and then even within the Spanish, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans always clash because they're so alike. You know, they're like, if there's anything closer to Dominican or vice versa, it's a Puerto Rican. And we would always fight with each other because we were so alike. Yeah. We were each other's threat with a beautiful woman walking in the door.
Gotcha.
So anyway,
but here we are with a Puerto Rican and Dominican American.
I've always seen the strength of working together and not opposed to each other. So the Transformers message to me that stood out was you had Decepticons and you had the Autobots. Decepticons and Autobots were very strong. You know, Decepticons wanted to assert their power, take over, destroy everything, and dominate, right? Autobots are like, yeah, I can crush the human race and take over this planet in 1 second, but why? Let me help them. Let me use my power to help, not to destroy, to dominate. What do I get out of that? And that always stood out to me. I was like, wow. You know, like, the Autobots are more powerful than the Decepticons, and they don't have to exert their power. So I always saw that with great responsibility, like Spider-Man comes. With great power comes with great responsibility. So I always saw that as like a truth. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So I've always seek to help people before asking for help. I've always felt that I will get more out of life giving than receiving. So back to the logo. The logo was inspired by the Transformers logo. I wanted a chiseled kind of logo, insignia, to represent the brand. The lion was by coincidence we did some research about alpha males in history, and the lion kept coming up in our research. Alexander the Great had a lion on his helmet. Other things we looked at had a lion.
When you look at people's homes, and I want to say a lot of it might be, I remember Queens, going around Queens and seeing some of the nicer homes and some of the nicer buildings. They always had a lion in the front.
Yeah, so those things always stood out to me. And then by coincidence also, our home office is in León, Mexico. And that's where we make the shoe, in León. So we never wanted to be we never decided, we should make a lion because we're in León, Mexico. We were actually going against that, but the research kept coming back to a lion, and we're like, we can't ignore this. And we wanted something that represents confidence. If there's anything that's what I call them, the king of the jungle. So when you look at a lion, it's more regal, more tamed and postured. It's not exerting its power per se on any given moment. So we felt that the lion represented us. So again, I wanted to be like the Transformers, and when you put the shoe together, it's like Transformers, and put it together and it creates something. So that was the idea of the logo.
So too bad I don't have the sound effect. There you go, man.
So that's where the logo comes from. That was the inspiration to get a lion and confidence, king of the jungle, and have something a little more regal. And everyone uses that word. I'm using regal because people, when they see the logo, like, it's a very regal logo. I like it. It's elegant, and that's what we were going for. So I think we nailed it there.
There you go, man. I think I don't think I know you did, man. And I love the sneaker. Even though you have hints of the logo here on the buckle.
Yeah,
soul.
it's an idea of piecing things together. That's why the logo's in half. Like it's about piecing it together, getting an understanding of what it all means.
And then just looking at the aesthetic of the sneaker, it's an elevated sneaker. This by no means is, this isn't. How can I put this? It's not something that I know it took time to really think of the aesthetic and the design. It's definitely, to me, when I look at it, there's a sneaker, but then there's the elevated sneaker. I know that Giuseppe Zanotti makes them. Buscemi makes that type of sneaker. All of the other brands, Gucci, Saint Laurent. What I love about your brand, and I'm throwing these names out on purpose, is because you said something about luxury. In this day and age, I feel that word is just overused, and the brands, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and all these other brands that are making sneakers are so ubiquitous. That's really not luxury to me anymore. Magnus Alpha, Shopify, it's a pop-up shop. You can get them online, but there's only one place you can get them. It's either online or through here, and I don't see them everywhere. So, I mean, that to me, that's a statement right there in itself. So, good job, man.
Thank you.